4 begins. There's no date because we are going to
Cleveland, Ohio.
home of Superman.
Superman's from Krypton, but even when he was on Earth, he either lived in Smallville or Metropolis, which were always in Kansas. They never really nailed it down in some of the comics.
Yeah,
But
and kryptonite is his weakness.
right, that's why he had to move here, because he couldn't live on his home planet.
Yes, I know. He was put in a ship.
But even Christopher Reeve was born in, New York.
Lots of misinformation being spread on week 4 of The Bachelor. Let's do it. So, one-on-one is Victoria F., our girl.
My favorite.
Our girl. She's so cute. They went flying around Cleveland. She's just adorable.
They went to Cedar Point, which is the best amusement park in America.
Yeah.
It's the highest rated. It's got Top Thrill Dragster, Millennium Force. It's got some of the best roller coasters in the world.
They talked about kids, which was sweet.
He said he wants either 2 or 4 so that they can all have a seat on the roller coaster. That's priorities.
I don't know.
Or, you know what other number you could have and do that? 0 kids.
Drink to that.
After the one-on-one date at Cedar Point, they start walking towards the concert. And every season we have one of these weird dates where they have to dance on a stage in front of a crowd of people.
They always
in
do.
front of a band that no one's heard of.
Multiple times.
Yeah, it usually happens 2 or 3 times a season. I guess if you're on that stage dancing, it's like, that's probably a really like magical moment. So they like that because it really does like elevate people's feelings and whatnot.
Yeah, it probably brings them close together.
But a little twist tonight, as the singer was none other than country sensation Chase Rice.
Was he country?
Well, if you didn't catch this, Victoria F. dated Chase Rice. That was her ex-boyfriend singing. And she was singing along with her ex-boyfriend, dancing with her new boyfriend, kissing her new boyfriend.
Yeah, and the ex up on stage singing was like looking at her. It was so awkward.
Yeah, when they kissed, he goes, "Oh man."
It was so awkward. The close shot of her walking up to the date and seeing who is actually singing was so hard to watch.
I like that she sang along to the song while she was dancing, and he goes, "You know this song?"
Oh my gosh. And she's like dancing with him and looking at her ex, and it's just so awful. So afterwards, Peter is talking to Chase, and like, they're like best friends.
Yeah, Peter's like getting his number.
Yeah.
Peter's like, "That's cool, man. I love it. I love the song dates."
Yeah. He's like, "This is what I love. I love music and I love dancing." And Chase is like, "So what are y'all doing after this?" And Peter explains like, "Oh, we're gonna go to dinner now. We're gonna do something a little more serious." And Chase says something like, "Oh, well, whoever you end up with, it's gonna be great," or something. I don't know. After that, Victoria F. goes to Chase and talks to him, and we find out that Chase didn't even know it was going to be her on the date. We also find out that Chase supposedly didn't want Victoria to even go on the show. Peter thinks this date is like amazing, and Victoria's like just dying inside, which breaks my heart.
If that were me and an ex were on stage, as soon as I turned the corner, I would have gone, "Oh my God, that's my ex." Like, I would have broken the tension immediately.
The fact that she was so uncomfortable during the concert and still danced and had fun is like remarkable to me. Because if I'm ever in an uncomfortable position, or if I'm just cranky, I ruin my night and I ruin everyone's night around me.
That's true. I can vouch for her. She'll ruin your night.
I will, because I don't want to be there.
Let me see these notes.
So I love that at the end of Peter and Victoria F's talk, because she was like crying in the corner and stuff, just embarrassed that she had to tell him about dating Chase Rice. I love that they laughed it off. We laugh everything off. This whole thing is a big joke, you know?
Yeah. All of this is a joke.
Yeah, this is a joke.
This is a
This
joke.
is a joke.
And we're on to the group date.
Group date. So first of all, the group date card says, "Let's tackle love together." And can I just say, when he was proposing to me, he would do date night cards.
Like on the show.
Like on Bachelor, because they always have for their, in case you don't watch, Chris Harrison always writes a card that kind of gives you an idea of what the date is going to be about. And Andy did one to me. Do you remember what it said? It made no sense. It was like, "Let's ride."
Because there are always these thinly veiled clues, like, "Let's tackle love." And so I put a bunch of like italicized words and stuff that sounded like they'd be clues, and they just made no sense.
Yeah, I was like, we're going horseback riding? But
It doesn't matter. So here's who's on the group date.
Victoria P, Kiera, Kelly, Deandra, Madison, Lexi, Sheann, Tammy, Sydney, Hannah Ann, Savannah, McKenna, and Natasha. McKenna couldn't catch the football.
Let's get it. McKenna.
Come on, McKenna.
That's literally all I wrote down about the game because I didn't really care.
They had 2 football boys there that I'm sure everyone knows except for the 2 of us. 2 football guys. One of them had the most something others in the history, and the other guy was like
DB.
A DB. I was a cheerleader, so my back was always to the field. I don't know what was going on over there.
He literally was a cheerleader.
Yeah. It was the Eliminators versus the Killer Bees, and they ended up tying 28-28. And wouldn't you know it, Sheehan, who he called Sheanimal, scored 3 touchdowns.
That's a good name.
And then Deandra scored at least 2, unless they cut out another one first. But they ended up 28-28, meaning both teams got to go to the after party.
Yeah. So here's how it works. When you go to these like group games, it's team against team. Whoever wins gets extra time with Peter that evening. One of the teams, whatever team Maddie was on, was so mad.
Because they were ahead the whole time.
They were ahead, and then it was neck and neck, and then they ended up tying.
And I think twice in the past I've noticed the Bachelor will say, you know what, I want to see everybody. And it's usually because there's one girl on the losing team that he really wanted to see anyway. So he just brings everyone. And it always upsets the winning team.
Yeah.
And so this time they tied, and it upset the team that was in the lead the whole time. But that's not even the biggest mistake he made on the group date, which we'll get to here in a second.
No, it's not. But I will say the girls are very, very open to Peter about things that make them mad, like more so than the past. And they need to just pick and choose what they're going to talk to Peter about, because it feels like every episode they're just so mad at everything. And I'm like, you have this amazing, perfect man who's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Maybe they sense weakness. They do certainly think they can get away with more than the girls in the past.
Victoria F definitely picks and chooses what she wants to share. Okay, so they're all already so mad about the group date. They have bruises, and then who walks in? Alea.
Roll the clip.
Shut the front door! Wait, what? What is happening?
One of the girls is like, is that the ghost of Alea?
Yeah, that was funny.
Which was fantastic.
I liked that Alea walked in and then like winked at the girls or whatever, but didn't really talk to them. She was like, and then just went over to Peter and immediately said, "Can I steal you?"
And I love that as she was walking away, all the girls are like chitter-chattering, just talking about her as she's going. That was fantastic.
Yeah, chitter-chattering.
Chitter-chattering? Is that not what it's called? Chit-chatting.
Tonight's episode is brought to you by Essentia Bottled Water. The reason it's better than just your typical like Aquafina or whatever is the 9.5
Alkaline.
pH or higher. And it's also has electrolytes for taste.
I couldn't taste anything. It just tastes like water to me.
Excuse me. I was recently turned on to Essentia by a relative of ours that goes by the name of Mimi D.
We got you, Mimi D. Okay, moving along to the actual show, Alea shares that Victoria P and her were close and that they even had trips or planned trips to Vegas.
They went to Vegas. We have a picture of them together in Vegas right here.
But this contradicts what Victoria P said last week, because Victoria P said that she knew her maybe a total of 3 hours in the pageant world.
Vegas was just pretty girls going on a trip. They didn't know each other, and that's fine. Like, I believe that they don't know each other very well. Girls go on girls' trips and hate each other afterwards all the time.
That's true. Or they go on girls' trips and they don't know anybody.
Yeah, you've been on girls' trips and you don't know anyone there, and you still don't. Maddie said 5 words the entire...
I've been on one girls' trip.
Well, now they know which one I'm talking about.
So then Peter goes back to Victoria P. Victoria P confirms that they went to Vegas together. And then it cut to Savannah talking. And Savannah shared that Victoria P says one thing behind closed doors and then acts another way in front of the cameras and everybody. And so I was kind of confused. I was thinking that maybe Alea thinks that they're better friends than they actually are. Because that happens to me a lot. I think that I'm best friends with people.
Right.
But they're not best friends with me.
You're just like the weird girl.
Well, I mean, what are you going to do? So then Peter, he brings Alea and Victoria P together in the same room, and he, wants to clear the air. But it still just got confusing because then Victoria P was like hugging Alea.
Well, she was trying to play that very carefully because she's like, she wanted to acknowledge Alea that, yes, I know you, please don't make this a bigger deal than it is. Peter's right behind me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she was trying to say very little so that she was hoping she could pull a fast one on Peter, but Peter picked up on it.
Yeah. Well, and I think that Victoria P doesn't want to cause drama with Alea.
Yeah.
Later on, it's Alea and Peter, and Alea says the line, everything was great before everyone else got involved, which is very true, But wow, a lot of girls do not like her. Like, I haven't seen people dislike a girl this much in a long time.
Peter's walked Alea back over to the girls, holding hands with her. This is the first time that it's dawning on them that, oh, she's back on the show.
Yeah, like she's staying.
And then Peter makes his second fatal mistake. He gives the rose to someone who was not even on the date.
He gives it to Alea.
He gives it to Alea.
Alea, will you accept this rose?
Of course.
He gives the freaking rose to Alea, and I screamed.
I remember.
I could not believe it. You cannot give the rose to Alea.
By the way, happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Sue, but I'm keeping this nuggie.
Yeah, happy birthday. My mom's 60.
Okay, I cannot believe he gave the freaking rose to Alea. Everyone was so mad. Everyone got up and just left. Like, one girl started, and she was like, I'm out of here. You know, I'm out of here, 5,000.
I think it was Natasha that got up first.
Natasha?
She's always been bold. Remember week 1?
Yeah. I love Natasha.
So after he gives her the rose, and the girls are all pissed, and they all go their separate ways, then Alea's out front going to the girls. So can y'all catch me up? What did I miss?
Yeah.
Like,
To the girls, we have to share who that is. McKenna and Hannah Ann.
yeah.
You might as well be the Ashleys on
Recess?
Recess.
That's the same thought I had when they were the Ashleys. That's funny you said that.
Oh,
That's so weird.
see, we do have things in common. Like, it is okay that we're together.
Few and far between.
But
So then you have the one-on-one
magic.
with Kelsey the very next day
Yes.
in beautiful Cleveland, Ohio.
favorite line of this date is when Peter says, Kelsey is a down-to-earth, no drama, real person. I love that. I really feel like Kelsey got to redeem herself after Champagne Gate.
My favorite line of the date was when the street vendor goes, you guys ever had a pierogi?
You guys ever had a pierogi?
I don't know what a pierogi is, but I liked that guy.
That was your favorite line of the date?
Yeah. Because he saw them come in the camera crew, and he was probably like, all right, Greg, this is it. Pierogies are going to take off. So back at the house, Alea has been on the outside, so she's had access to her phone. So she came back to the house not knowing what's common knowledge and what's not known in the house. And she starts talking to people about how Victoria ran into her ex, Chase Rice, on her date. And apparently the girls didn't know that. And that really pissed off Victoria F.
So she confronted Alea, and she basically was like, I am going to tell on you.
She's like, I'm going to tell Peter what a horrible person you are. We get to the cocktail party, and it is anything but a party.
I don't remember it.
Peter walks in and immediately gets assaulted. He's like,
Oh, duh. Deandra and Natasha called him out. And it zoomed in on everybody's bruises that they had.
Yeah.
She's like, my shin still hurt, and you gave the rose to Alea.
my ankle still hurt.
Sorry, I have shin splints, so I just always assume everyone's shin splints hurts. Because if it's in my world and in my head, it must be everyone.
I liked when Victoria goes, I don't know if I want to talk to you. And then he goes, okay, fine. Like, he called her bluff, like, all right, sit down. And she's like, no, I want to talk.
Yeah, I don't want to talk. No, I want to talk. And then whenever they're walking outside, he was like, here, take a seat. And she goes, I don't want to sit. I've been sitting down for days. And then she sits down.
I don't really want to talk to you right now, but I can. Yeah.
You don't want to talk?
No, let's talk. I want to talk to you.
All right, let's talk. You want to take a seat?
I can't sit. Like, I've had days to sit.
I can relate to her frustration. She wants to be mad.
She wants, I know.
But she also has, like, I also have to make the most of every moment I have with
But-
them, so I have to talk right now.
I like when people show real emotions, and I like that she was mad.
They always say, like, when this is all over, it's not all trips. It's going to be us at home watching movies in our sweats. And they're like, no, it's going to be you at home nagging at him about something. So this was a really good view of what it's like to have
Nagging.
women.
You think that?
Well, they were all just like, you did this and it made me
Yeah.
mad. You did this and it made me mad. Like, they were all complaining. That's a good snapshot of reality.
Do you think that I nag?
I think that you are about as good of a woman as there is.
Thank you. I have to say, though, all these people are so mad at Peter, and he is just so cool under pressure. Like, he's...
Because he knows at the end of the day, I'm still going to get whichever one of these girls I like.
Okay, first of all, wow. We've had some bachelors in the past who are just on edge and everything and get nervous.
Yeah,
And
no, he's very calm.
he's so calm. Final thoughts. What I literally just said. Peter is so cool under pressure. He's like literally cool as a cucumber. And my second final thought is I'm on Team Victoria P.
Next week, we're going somewhere tropical, and it looks like everybody cries. So I'm looking forward to that and more.
Stay hard and keep jamming.